age 10 and soon to be 11.
No.
Did you hear that, Fiona? That was you. You've got that ooh noise. I pronounce it Gaiman. It probably started out somewhere in Poland with all sorts of unpronounceable things at the beginning, like chrz. And so it was, I think in Poland it might have been Gaiman. And then when we got to England, it became Gaiman because they didn't know how to write that down. And I think originally it was spelled G-A-E-M-A-N, but then my grandmother changed it to G-A-I-M-A-N, between the engagement and the wedding. And I said, did you do it legally? She said, no, I just like the spelling better. What is the best advice you ever received from an unlikely source? That's Becky, right? That would probably be Harlan Ellison, who is Harlan is a very grumpy writer. He's won lots of awards, lots more than I have. And he's very famously grumpy. And one day, Harlan came up to me and he said, Gaiman, what is it with the fucking stubble? Whenever I see you, fucking stubble. What is it? And I said, oh, actually, it's because I've got kind of, actually, it's kind of silly, but I've got a really tough beard that grows fast and really sensitive skin, and I hate shaving. I always slice myself up. And he said, put conditioner on it. Put conditioner on it, leave it for 5 minutes, shave. Best advice I've got. I don't think anybody's ever asked me this one, but I like this one. How weird were you when you were a child? So, how weird was I? On a scale of 1 to really, really weird, as far as I was concerned, I was normal. Because I was me, and I was living in my head. My Aunt Janet, who is now in her 70s, quite possibly heading for her 80s, is on Facebook. She's very active on Facebook. She likes being on Facebook, is my Aunt Janet. She's the only member of the entire generation that's on Facebook, and she follows me on Facebook, and she comments. And sometimes I see her comments, and at some point she had, I think, what had happened? I won the Carnegie Medal or something like that, and she linked to an article about it on Facebook. And some of her friends, and she said, this is my nephew. And they said, you must have been so proud of him. He must have been a brilliant child. And she said, he was weird. He used to sit under the table with a book, and you wouldn't know where he was. You'd look under the table, and he'd be sitting there reading under the table. Which actually accords with the way that I remember things too. I didn't think it was weird. I thought, head under a table, it's quiet under there. Nobody's going to say what you're doing. Read your book in peace. I like that. And I was a kid with a book. That was really what I was, pretty much all of the time. I would get frisked by my father before family events. We're turning up at a wedding or something. I'd get out of the car and he'd just sort of pat me down. Find the book. Which I would have concealed in the waistband underneath my t-shirt very hard. I'll never see this one. Take it away. And then I'd find something to read anyway. which was always great because, you know, at that point we're desperate. You have to find something to read. So I'm sitting there, age 7, reading Leo Rosten's The Joy of Yiddish or something.